Good morning, students. In the last video we had discussed about the combustion and flame, in which we had discussed about the combustion. Today we will discuss about the flame part. So let's start. We are going to discuss about combustion and flame chapter, and today we will discuss about flame. As already we had discussed, what is flame? Flame is a region where the burning of fuel takes place. What is flame? We had done combustion when the heat and sound or heat and light will be produced. Flame is a region. A region means a place. When we will burn it, heat and light will produce. So what is the definition of the flame? Flame is a region when we will combustion, when the combustion takes place, it produces heat and light, right? Flame क्या है? What is the flame? That is a region or a place कि when we will heat it or when we will ignite it, and then it takes place to produce heat and light, right? Now we had discussed about the flame. Flame, as already we discussed, there different substances, combustible substances are there. We can see combustible substances, like we can say we are having the three types of combustible substance, might be the solid, liquid and the gaseous. Now the question is, all these things will produce the flame, right? So here I am just telling it to you that solid, liquid and gases, the substance which vaporize on heating, the substance which vaporize on heating, it produce flame. Is it clear? Right? Whether the substance is solid, liquid or gaseous, I just want to clear here that all the gaseous substance produces flame, right? All the gaseous substance is producing flame. That means जितने भी gaseous substances हैं, they vaporize on heating, so that they will produce the flame. In case of the solid and liquid, I am giving you the one example of the solid. You can say camphor, right? It vaporize on heating, so it also burns with the flame. In case of the liquid, you can say the different type of the liquid, kerosene, mustard oil, these all vaporize on heating, so they will also produce the flame. That means the substances which burn, and when they vaporize on heating, these are called the flames. Now we will discuss zones of candle flame. We already discussed. Now I am revising this concept. As we already discussed that the candle, it is having three flames, three parts, right? This is the innermost, part, and what is the name of the other part? Middle zone and outermost. Right? There are the three main flames, parts of the flame: innermost, middle zone and outermost. Outermost part is called the complete combustion. Here the complete combustion takes place. Partial, middle zone, that is having the partial combustion, and innermost, no combustion takes place, right? So what are the three parts of the flame? There are the three main parts of the flame, that is the innermost, middle zone and outermost. Innermost zone of the part, that is called the unburnt. This is also called unburnt wax vapors, right? This is the unburnt wax vapors. So what is the innermost? Firstly I am discussing about the innermost zone. The innermost zone part of the flame, it lacks oxygen. Matlab, if we are talking, it lacks oxygen. And I told you that when the oxygen is not there, then the particles will not burn properly. So unburnt wax particles are wax vapors are there. It lacks oxygen and this zone has the no combustion. I already had written no combustion takes place, right? So it appears black. It contains unburnt wax vapors. This is also called, you can say, we can write it here, least zone. Least zone of the flame. This is also called the least zone of the flame. How can number of the activities in when we are discussing three different zones, three different activities are given that indicates that how it produces the unburned wax vapors, how it is producing the yellow flame or the smoke, and how it is working. So different activities are there. For proving it that the unburned wax vapors are there, there is one activity. What we will do, we will take I am just showing it to you. When we will take a candle, to prove first innermost part, unburned wax vapors and the particles are there, least zone or dark zone. So what we will do, we will take a glass rod and heat it. We will hold it with the help of the tongue, right? We will heat it, we will hold this glass rod with the help of the tongue. When we will heat it, after some time we will see the glass tube is filled with the greyish white vapors. We will observe that it filled with the greyish white vapors, which indicate that the burning of the wax vapor at the end of the glass tube shows that presence of wax vapor in the dark inner zone of the flame. In the same way, when we will discuss the second part, that is the middle zone. When we are discussing about the middle zone is not getting enough air, right? So वहाँ पे क्या आता है हमारे पास कि inner most part जो होती है, the unburned carbon जो है, they will produce the yellow flame, right? What we will do to show that the partial combustion takes place, we will take a glass light, right, and hold it with the help of the tongue, heat it, right? We will heat it, and when we will heat it, after some time we will observe the dark black patches on the glass, right? We will observe that dark black patches on the glass side, which shows that partial combustion. Unburnt particles, carbon particles are present in the, this is also called the luminous zone. Unburnt carbon particle shows that there is a luminous zone that is shown with the help of this activity. After that, the outermost zone. ठीक है, outermost zone complete combustion. Outermost zone, that is complete combustion. First thing, that is complete combustion. Blue color, blue flame is produced, right? Outermost zone complete combustion, blue flame, and this is also called the hottest zone. Hottest zone of the flame. This is also called the hottest zone of the flame, because here the complete combustion takes place. That's why goldsmith, they are using this flame. Goldsmith, when they are making the ornaments, they are using this flame to use it to produce, to make their ornaments, to mold their ornaments. They are using this blue flame because it is the hottest zone and they can convert their ornaments into the desired shape. Is it clear? Right? They blow with the help of the blowpipe. Okay, they will use this flame to make the flame hotter, sufficient to melt the gold and the silver. Is it clear? After that, we will discuss how we can see that this is a hottest zone. So what we will do? We will take a copper wire, and when we will heat it, what we will do? Copper wire we will take. This is the copper wire. आप सिंगल बना लो. This is the copper wire. When we will heat it, we will see that the red hot. It becomes red hot, which indicates that that is the hottest part of the hottest zone of the flame. Is it clear? Now the next topic is flame. Now the next topic is fuel. Next topic is fuel. Now what is fuel? The material which are burned to produce large amount of energy. The material which burned to produce large amount of energy is called fuel. Right? We are having the different solid, liquid and gaseous fuels, but we are using the fuel according to their calorific value. What is the calorific value? Means the substance when it burns, 1 kg of the fuel is burned and it produces a large amount of energy, large amount of heat, that is called calorific value. The amount of heat energy produced by complete combustion of 1 kg of fuel. Complete combustion of 1 kg of fuel. Right? Large amount of energy. We already had discussed petrol, it is having its own calorific value. Diesel, right? Hydrogen, we had discussed, they are having their own calorific value. Petrol, we discussed the 50,000, right? Diesel 50,000 and hydrogen 1,50,000, right? We discussed about these things. I think diesel is having 45,000, right? It is measured, calorific value is measured in kilojoules per kilogram. So we will write down the units, kilojoules per kilogram. Right? These are the calorific values. Calorific value means the amount of heat energy that is produced after burning of 1 kilojoule, and its units are, we already discussed, units are kilojoules per kilogram. Right? After that we had discussed the characteristics of an ideal fuel. What are the different characteristics? Which fuel is called the best fuel? We already discussed. That will not produce any smoke, right? Its ignition temperature is neither too low nor too high. It can easily transport. It can easily produce the flame. Has the high calorific value. It can be stored easily, right? Another word we can say, it will not produce any residue after burning. It will not produce any ashes, right? It will not pollute the environment. These are the characteristics of the ideal fuel. Burning of fuels leads to harmful gases. We already discussed that when we will burn, it produces the harmful gases. Which were the gases? Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, SPM, that is suspended particulate matter. There are the different gases will be produced when we will burn it, and they will cause the global warming, greenhouse effect. When the carbon dioxide will be more, when we will burn the fuel and it produces a carbon dioxide, then it causes a global warming also, right? It also produces when we will burn, like you can say, complete combustion. Complete combustion, it will produce carbon dioxide plus water. When there is an incomplete combustion, means lack of oxygen, you can say lack of oxygen, then it will produce carbon monoxide and water. So carbon dioxide, it will release the carbon dioxide, it causes the global warming, right? Sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, oxides of sulfur dioxide, it is burning of coal and diesel. They releases the sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, these are suffocating because sulfur dioxide gas is very corrosive in nature, right? This is a corrosive gas, right? After that, nitrogen dioxide, exhaust of vehicles, these contains these gases which are poisonous, and so that's why nowadays catalytic converters are used so that they can convert this gas. Then SPM, that is the suspended particulate matter, and burning of these fuels जो हैं, they will also release some ashes and find unburnt carbon particles in the air. They will move in the air. Last topic we will discuss about the matchstick, that is the history. But we will see matchstick is very old. 5,000 years ago, means 5,000 years ago it was when the matchstick was invented. What they had done, pine wood dipped in sulfur, right? Pine wood dipped in the sulfur were used as the matches in ancient Egypt. Right? But this was risky. Now 200 years ago, the best matches, that are the safety matches, you can see. Safety matches were used that were developed before 200 years ago. Now what is the difference between this safety and the previous one that we are using? I am just telling it to you in the tabular form. Just look here. A mixture of antimony, right? A mixture of antimony trisulfide plus potassium chlorate plus three things: antimony trisulfide, potassium chlorate and white phosphorus plus glue, right? Antimony, what was the mixture when we are using earlier days? Antimony trisulfide, potassium chlorate plus white phosphorus, that is mixes with the glue and the starch and apply on the head of the matchstick. Applied on the head of the matchstick, right? This is made by this mixture of the antimony trisulfide, potassium chlorate and white phosphorus. These were used, but this was risky because white phosphorus is not good for the workers, those who are preparing this matchstick, and those for the users, those who are using this matchstick and those who are making this matchstick. White phosphorus is not good because it is a dangerous. So what they had done, nowadays head of the safety matches, जो अब हमने safety matches हमने बनाई, we related this one. Means what we had done, antimony trisulfide plus potassium chlorate. We had taken these two material, right? Antimony trisulfide and potassium chlorate, right? The rubbing, when we are using the rubbing surface, matchstick का ये जो rubbing surface है, it is made up of red phosphorus. It is made up of red phosphorus, that is less dangerous as compared to this white phosphorus. So we are using the red phosphorus on the rubbing surface. When we will rub the head of the matchstick on this surface, this convert into the white phosphorus. Means what will happen, कि when we will rub it, red phosphorus is there. When the matchstick is struck against the rubbing surface, red phosphorus gets into white phosphorus, immediately react with the potassium chlorate and produce the heat. Is it clear? What is the main difference when we are using this? Firstly, we are using antimony trisulfide, potassium chlorate and white phosphorus mixed with the glue plus some starch and head on the stick, and we are using and rub against the rough surface. But white phosphorus is dangerous for the workers, those who are preparing it, and for those who are using it. So nowadays safety matchsticks we are making with the antimony trisulfide, potassium chlorate, and the surface is of the red phosphorus. When we will rub it on the red phosphorus, then it converted into the white phosphorus. And this white phosphorus, you can say this white phosphorus plus white phosphorus mixes with the potassium chlorate and burns with the flame and produce the lighted, ignite the antimony trisulfide also. Is it clear? This is what all about your combustion and flame. If any doubt, you can ask it. Okay.